that was the first time CM Punk and Roman Reigns had their basically done of a segment last night on Monday Night Raw. But hey, at least we got a pretty decent show for the most part, especially with Brock Lesnar's sell job against Oba Femi. Probably the best thing we've seen Brock Lesnar done since he came back to WWE last year. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen on 1080 on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. Here's your latest edition of LimitsCenter for your Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. For anything else, follow me on social media, say Zach Cyrus on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And also Less Than Limits on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. Or, excuse me, that's Instagram and TikTok, excuse me. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button to today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell if you post notifications up on the channel. And always, feel free to leave a comment to get my episode for your LimitsCenter for your Friday through Tuesday, March 17th of 2026. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, leave me a comment, and also a 5-star rating would be very nice as well to say at least. So I get started with your basically LimitsCenter today. Not a lot to discuss in the pro wrestling world today. Minus Monday Night Raw and a couple of news stories to say at least. Not enough to fill up a thumbnail, basically. I only got 3 things in a thumbnail for today. So still. And just first thing and foremost, your Monday Night Raw, March 16, 2026 review. Obviously, the 316 edition of Monday Night Raw. Be discussing that. Also, the WWE changed her creative direction for Roman Reigns and CM Punk's segment on Monday Night Raw this week, which I personally thought was a freaking dud, honestly. I thought the way we got in the past these two guys, this was a fucking dud on Raw this past week, honestly. We're going to discuss that. Listen, WWE has dedicated staff to watch AEW. Gee, you don't say. Anybody could have predicted that one from a jump, am I right, people? We'll discuss it all in today's podcast. Glad you're joining me. As always, on today's your Tuesday edition of LimitsCenter for your Tuesday, March 17th of 2026. On today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Starting with, you guessed it, your Monday Night Raw, March 16th, 2026 review. Starting with Seth Rollins hit the ring accompanied by his army of masked men and hoodied associates. Rollins grabbed the microphone and immediately threatened the Vision, telling them, and I quote, "I created the Vision and I will kill the Vision." Basic line there. Paul Heyman arrived on the scene, dishevelled and unshaved, his right eye bloodshot to his face, bruised and scrapped. He says, and I quote, "Letting you in my inner circle," meaning Rollins obviously, "was the worst decision I ever made," Rollins said before vowing to cut Heyman out like the cancer you are. Heyman repeated the FAFO catchphrase, but the last one uttered F5, and Brock Lesnar made his presence felt. Lesnar stalked to the ring before obliterating Rollins' cronies, one by one, leaving him face-to-face with Rollins. The arena darkened, Oba Femi strutted to the ring, and Femi proceeded to deliver a massive powerbomb and flatten Lesnar, a foot on his chest and pointing the WrestleMania sign. And Rollins and Lesnar's WrestleMania plans appear to be much more clearer. Other than the Rollins thing, this segment was freaking phenomenal, dude. Gave us an A. I love the fact that Lesnar was selling his fucking ass off with this powerbomb, bro. This was just fucking, this elevated Oba Femi to the next freaking level, and I loved it. Now, you got the hard part out the way, Triple H. The easy part, all you have to do is have Oba Femi beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. You got the hard part out the way by elevating Oba to the next level despite for the versus Lesnar match standpoint. You got that hard part out the way with this segment here. This segment was freaking phenomenal. Minus the Rollins stuff. I didn't care for the Rollins stuff at all, but still. I hear freaking like a beeping car outside my freaking apartment, dude. Probably someone breaking in something they're not supposed to. It's just funny. I say it's out of my control, people. It's fucking annoying, bro. It's really fucking pissing me off. Oh my god, bro. Anyways, back to standard programming here, shall we? This segment was freaking phenomenal, dude. I like this segment quite a bit. And I like this quite a bit for elevating Oba Femi to the next level as that babyface going against a Brock Lesnar, who is an Asian veteran. Which is called for what it is. But I love this segment. I'm not a big Lesnar fan at all. Not at all. I'm not even mentioning anything with Janelle Graham bullshit. I don't care about that. I'm just not a fan of Lesnar as a professional wrestler. I'm just not a fan of guys like Brock. But I'll give Brock this. When he's on, he's terrific. He's a terrific seller. He's not to be honest. He's a terrific seller to a point. And he elevated Oba Femi a lot here in this segment on Raw. Definitely a lot, man. This segment was freaking great, if you ask me. Gave us an A, and it's the best thing on the show. And you can tell how great it felt for Oba Femi, getting the powerbomb in Lesnar's head, and then literally powerbombing the shit out of Lesnar. You can tell how much it meant to Oba. You think he was crying in that moment? Yeah, you gotta feel for the guy. The guy is freaking a superstar already. And he just slowly got up to the main roster. He's been a superstar since NXT. This guy is the real fucking deal. You cannot botch a guy like Oba Femi there, Triple H. And if you do, you gotta be out there like right now, honestly, as a creative writer or a creative head mind in that company. Because you cannot botch a guy like Oba Femi. And you did great last night. That was phenomenal. Now, you got the hard part out the way. The easy thing, all you have to do, Triple H, he's going to do this a lot. You have Oba beat Brock at WrestleMania. That's just what needs to happen. That's what needs to fucking happen. Elevate this guy to the next freaking level. You got the hard part out the way, like I just mentioned. With the segment here. Now you have him beat Brock at Mania. That's the hard part. Not the easy part, excuse me. This segment was freaking great. I'll give it an A. Moving on to shit I do not give a flying fuck about. El Grande Americano. New El Grande Americano. Ludwig Kaiser. Defeats the original El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. A big fat motherfucking C. Did you care, ladies and gentlemen? Keep this fucking bullshit on AAA. Why is this guy take up a WrestleMania spot? We're touching up a Grande Americano and a Grande Americano match. And then potentially a Jelly Roll match with freaking Leroy's Keys against Kit Wilson and The Miz. May God help us all, dude. That just sounds like two awful freaking things, to say the least. Don't get Jelly Roll this. He's fine. He's fine as a celebrity. Hey, my favorite celebrity in wrestling might either be Bad Bunny, honestly, but still. But still, man, like, who did you fucking care about this? And this potentially used to take up a WrestleMania match on the card. Don't like that at all. Big fat C. Moving on to more good shit, though. AJ Lee, the reigning defending WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, defeats Bayley, one of my personal favorites, and wins professional wrestling of all time and current to this day. Retained the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, and after the match, Becky Lynch attacked AJ Lee. I'll be honest, if this wasn't for this beatdown by Becky to AJ, it would have been an A-. This match is freaking very good. I might like this a lot better than one of the Becky matches we gave against AJ Lee. At Elimination Chamber, too, obviously. I definitely like that one better with Bayley involved here. There's nothing against Becky Lynch. I'm a big, humongous fan of Becky. But out of the two, as a professional wrestler, I think Bayley's a better wrestler than Becky Lynch. I said it. Nothing against Becky. I think she's a terrific wrestler. Don't get me wrong. But don't take me out of context, people. I'm a big fan of Becky. I'm a huge fan of Becky. But not as much as I'm Bayley, to a point. Bayley is even more of a fan of. She's like one of my top 3 favorite women's wrestlers of all time. You know who obviously 1 and 2 are. I was definitely 1, obviously, but we're going to discuss her today. Hopefully not. I don't have to bleep her word out to say the least. We're trying to be less of a biased podcaster at times, ladies and gentlemen. But this gets a B+. A very good match, though. I think I like this a lot better than AJ's match at Elimination Chamber. Not that that match was bad. It was not bad at all. But I like, for this match's standpoint, I think Bayley put on a better performance against AJ than Becky Lynch did. But I just think Bayley is a better wrestler than Becky. There's a reason why Bayley has the greatest women's match of all time under her belt with her and Sasha Banks. There we go. I already mentioned her already. There you go, Lucas. 31 seconds after you mentioned, you know I mentioned her. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But still, you get the point, obviously. Not to say Becky's a bad pro wrestler. That's the complete opposite of the truth. She's not a bad pro wrestler. But out of the two, I think Bayley's a better wrestler, honestly. That's just me, though. But I gave this a B+. It's a very fun match, if you ask me. I don't like we're doing AJ and Becky for a fourth time, potentially. It'd be a second time one-on-one. You hear the fucking damn car still beeping! Yo, shut up, dude! My god, man. Fucking recording is a beeping fucking horror outside of this place. Unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. Still fucking going. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Man, it's outside my control, people. It really is. Yes, this match is pretty good. I do not need to see Becky and AJ again at Mania. Probably gonna tell back on Becky, probably more likely, but I just don't think that's necessary. She'd have been fine with Maxine Dupree not winning the women's IC title last year. So that was a stupid decision. And now Becky just potentially be a 3-time champion. How stupid is that? Sound? The championship was just made fucking last year. Stupid, I know. But I like this match though quite a bit. Give it a B+. Oh my god, now if another fucking car is beeping their horn, oh my lord. I have no words, dude. I really have no words. I can't, dude. It's been like this all freaking day. It's been like this all day, people. I've been recording some YouTube shorts and Instagram, TikTok videos and shit. And it's been like this all motherfucking day. I can't ever work. I can't work. No, shall we? You shut up, Horn. I hope the guy don't hear that. I'm just being a freaking idiot being an idiot be, but still. Penta, the reigning men's Intercontinental Champion, defeats Dragon Lee to retain the WWE Men's Intercontinental Championship. Best match on the show. Best match on the show. A-. This was fucking great, dude. Two great luchadors and two great professional wrestlers for Intercontinental Championship speaks for matches like this. And this was freaking great, dude. I love this match quite a bit. Oh my god, I'm about to lose. I'm about to throw something like rock outside this freaking apartment, man. I really am. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude. Jeez. Like, shut up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just comical, dude. It just gets an A-. So this match is freaking great, dude. This match is freaking good. Very fun, if you ask me. A- is your grade. I would like to get the fuck out of here, honestly, because this horn's really pissing me the fuck off, dude. It really is. Hey, it finally stopped? Why should you look at that? I think it finally stopped. But then again, it does that every couple of seconds. It stops for a couple of seconds and then comes back again. In a mean way. I don't know. It's been on for like 5 seconds now. Let's just move on, shall we? After that double Penta and Dragon Lee match, this show went downhill. This show went downhill. Natty defeats Maxine Dupree. D fucking plus. Did you fucking care? This is by far the worst thing in any freaking pro wrestling show. I'm a big fan of Natty. I like Natty and diehard. Don't care for Maxine Dupree, though. And this woman had to beat Becky Lynch for IC title last year. Oh, joy. Hey, they finally just cut with the ties in the Maxine Dupree agenda, dude. One can only fucking hope. So I don't care for Maxine Dupree. I don't fucking care. Remember I told you about she's like, oh, you got better, give her a championship? I never said that. The whole fan base said that for WWE. And look at it now. She barely can be freaking winning a match. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. D+. Boring fucking filler. Moving on to Stephanie Vaquer, the reigning WWE Women's World Champion. Defeats Raquel Rodriguez for the 50th fucking time in this whole year. Unbelievable, this freaking feud of not Maxine. God, no, Raquel's better than Maxine, let's be real. With Stephanie and Raquel Rodriguez, like, oh my god, how many times do we have to see this? Is going to part like what? Survivor Series last year when Stephanie wrestled Nikki Bella, and after when Stephanie got involved with Raquel and then Judgment Day. You don't you think it gets a little old after a while? Not that Triple H doesn't, I guess. This gets a C+. Like, seriously. How many times have to fucking say this about freaking what we're doing in Stephanie's reign? I'm a big Stephanie fan. Stephanie is fucking phenomenal. Well, Liv Morgan. I only like the promo she gave him backstage last time. I'm going to discuss it today, but still. Man. How many times did you see Stephanie wrestle Raquel? Doesn't it get boring after a while, you people? You know what it does to me? C+. Ariana's main event segment is freaking just was not great. Maybe generous. This is great, by the way. This is involving the biggest night 2 main event for WrestleMania, nonetheless, probably. Moving on to welcome to my ring, welcome to my main event. Roman Reigns said he came to face to face with CM Punk in the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a marquee promo segment on the lead this week's show. Reigns hurled insults at Punk, including not main event a European tour, not being a big money baller that his wife is. That's just a big pipe bomb there, honestly, to no point. Punk stopped Reigns from leaving, telling him that he would tell Reigns when he could leave, and then vowed to beat him at WrestleMania 42. For all the insults, it was Reigns calling Punk old. That's very freaking middle school bullshit at this rate. That earned him a hard right hand to his face. Raw general manager Adam Pearce and other WWE producers rushed to the ring to pull Punk away from Reigns and to chirp into the camera as the show went off the air. This was freaking a dud. This was a dud. Out of the promos these two men have gotten, like the 2 times we've seen these two, this was by far the worst they produced. This is by far what they produced. Worst they produced. This was not. This didn't land great to me. It really didn't. It didn't land as good as the previous 2 promos. And then next segment, discussed the creative direction around this, obviously, for last night. But this promo was just not great. Out of the promos we got from these 2 men, this was a fucking dud. Let's just put it for what it is. It was a fucking dud. Like, seriously, I enjoyed a lot more promos on this show, like Oba and Brock, to a point, too, obviously. And like that, and AJ and Bailey was a good match, too. For women's IC title, the 2 IC title matches are highlights of the show, basically, with Oba and Brock. Other than that, the show was basically kind of a random episode of Raw, if you ask me. And this promo is just not the greatest at all between these 2 guys. Not at all. Not at all. It gets a B-. It might be generous amount with that grade, too, nonetheless. Something about this promo seemed freaking off from the start, honestly, for me. But that's why it gets a B- as your World Show grade for Monday Raw 3/16/2026 is a B-, not Asian Monday Raw March 16, 2026 review on this podcast. Come on, speaking of that segment just mentioned, WWE changed creative direction for Roman Reigns and CM Punk's segment on Monday Raw this week. Or last night, to be more specific. The closing segment Monday Raw between Roman Reigns and CM Punk was not the original creative direction for the encounter, according to Body Slam. According to Body Slam, the segment that aired was not originally the planned version. The original creative direction would have seen Reigns respond to Punk's comments about his father with a darker response involving Larry, who was CM Punk's dog who passed away recently. A reference that would deepen the personal dimension of the rivalry between the 2 men. It is unclear why the direction was changed or when during the day of the decision to alter the segment was made. I don't know why they didn't produce that last night. I really don't. Like, why didn't they produce that? We just saw last week of Punk really putting down Reigns' father. That passed away. Roman Reigns' father that died. Like, why can't Roman just mention his dog? Why have to call him old? Like, what? That just seems so fucking basic and just not great. That's why I think the promo is freaking a dud. Like, seriously, like, this was freaking a letdown. I mean, you just mention Larry, you can mention more stuff about AJ Lee or something. If you want to mention Larry, it's something else. Creative. What they did last time was freaking basic. That was basic, dude. Well, let me find out if we can rebound this next week. I don't think Roman is advertised for Raw. I think he's advertised for Raw next week. So let me find out that in the say at least when we get Roman Reigns and CM Punk back to face-to-face next week on Raw to say at least. Keep updated on that going forward if you ask me. And finally, for your LimitsCenter podcast for your Tuesday, March 17th of 2026, WWE has dedicated staff to watch AEW. Gee, you don't say. I could have predicted this a long time ago. And it's not becoming news. WWE has staff at headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut, whose job is to watch AEW program and report back to analytics and the departments according to WrestleVotes. TC WrestleVotes revealed the information during a WrestleVotes live Q&A. It's saying, I quote, I know that there's people in Stamford with AEW that action figures on their desks. TC said people's jobs is to watch AEW programming and to report into analytics and different departments on what's going on in AEW. So it's not like a hush-hush thing. It's like, gee, you don't say. They watch AEW. Just like AEW watches WWE, and they admit it. There's Tony Khan and sometimes get out of context. It's them. Yes, they do. Same thing with Triple H, though. Even more so, Triple H. They both watch each other. They both watch each other. We get that. We understand that. Also, how this became news all of a sudden. It's just me, honestly. Like, they probably had their own, like, sort of between, like, I mentioned this, honestly, in the past. I seem to mention this, too. Especially when Mercedes, my girl Mercedes, bro. Sometimes they have, the W is a close contact with them in the company when she wrestles people she wrestles. Like, I still to this day. It wasn't for the match with Mercedes and Stephanie Becerra at the Forbidden Door was in 2024. You wouldn't got Stephanie on WWE television. That's just a fact. That's just a fact with her performance against Mercedes. That's just a fact, people. There's nobody knew Stephanie. Yeah, she had a trial with WWE before that, but she's not a star that match in this match with Mercedes at Forbidden Door. Which makes me even more so, like, really going to haters about Mercedes when she's not a star maker. You're a fucking idiot, honestly. But still, man, this is a small story. You see people like watch like John Moxley's matches to a point too, and Bryan Danielson who's still wrestling. Probably even like Christian Cage and Adam Copeland too. You get it. All the WWE talent that came from WWE will probably get a close eye on with AEW. With the talent they want to see them come back, and potentially the talent they face in that company, or even indie scenes like Mercedes. So I ain't found then to say at least when more talents get signed, thanks to Prime Mercedes. My name, I see the female women's wrestling, obviously. That's just me on this to say at least. I mean, I knew this always has happened, but before this report even came out. I don't know how it's getting reported just now, honestly. But it is what it is to say at least. And finish off your LimitsCenter podcast for your Tuesday, March 17th of 2026. I know, 23 minutes and only 3 topics to discuss in one review of obviously Raw to say at least. But anyways, thank you all for watching LimitsCenter on YouTube and all audio platforms. You can see on the show. I'm Lucas on Tennessee on YouTube. Which LimitsCenter podcast for Tuesday, March 17th of 2026. I'm thinking of doing something for this extra YouTube channel content later on tonight. Right now it's 6:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, East Coast of Syracuse, New York. I'll post by like 7:30 maybe, hopefully. Knock on wood. So I ain't found then to say about that. But until next time, for this channel and all audio platforms. Until next time, just be next time. Peace and love, bright. I am out to you. Love y'all big time to say at least.